So I think we're getting to the point, and it's about time where we start saying it would be really nice to have a bird that we could have flying. Now, the best way to do that would be to actually go and, um, well, I'd like to get some actual graphic in there and use an image, but I think we'll come back and do that later on. So for now, I'm just going to create an ellipse or a circle in my case to pretend to be my bird temporarily, and then later on we can switch the bird circle out for the actual bird, and you'll see very quickly we'll end up with something which is actually graphically pretty cool. Certainly a lot better than the demo that you can see on my website. So let's start off by creating a size for him. Now we created some tube widths and tube heights in here, so why don't we create a bird size? So bird size equals, and I'm going to have it as a circle, so let's just give it 50 by 50. So my bird size is 50. If I wasn't going to have it rectangular, of course I'd need two different bird sizes, but as I'm going to keep it square, it will be 50 by 50. So I've said that I want my bird size to be 50, so I need to create my bird, and this is going to be a shape. Oh, it's auto-completed for me when I didn't want it to. Bird equals shape, and the shape that I'd like to create for you, bird, is an ellipse. And the ellipse I'd like you to create, and as you can see over here, much like a rectangle, it just wants the width and the height. Well, the width is going to be bird size, and the height is going to be bird size, so it's 55, 50, which should end us up with a circle. If we run our game now, imagine we'll get a circle drawn in the top left corner there. That might be a little bit big, but I don't mind a challenge, and we can always resize him later on. And of course that's particularly easy because I don't have to change both variables, I can just change this constant value here. So we realistically need to start thinking about our bird moving now. So we could tell it for a starting position that we'd like it to be in the middle of the screen to start with. So why don't we have a bird Y position set? So bird Y equals, well, I'd like it to be halfway down the grid, so I'm just going to set it to whatever the graphics window height is. So GW height divided by 2. So it will just set to half of the graphics window height, so it should get halfway down the screen. Now, of course, when I do run that, I haven't actually told it to move to that location yet. I've only set it as a variable. So I need to tell it to move to this location. So I need to say shapes.move, and I'd like to move, what's the name of the shape? Well, it's the bird. I'd like to move it, we haven't set an X coordinate for it yet. I'm not sure we're going to need it in a variable, but I'm going to do it just in case. So bird X equals, well, let's just move it 50 in from the edge for now. We'll see how that works. So shapes.move bird to bird X is going to be its X position. And its Y position is going to be bird Y. Ooh, got an M in there for some reason. And hopefully that will draw our bird a little bit more central. Now what you can see is actually appears slightly below central, and of course the reason for that is it's drawing the circle at this position, the top left corner, which actually there's no element of the shape in that area, but it's drawing it here, so it's just slightly under halfway. If we wanted to be really fancy, we could say we would like it to draw it at half of the height of the graphics window, take away half of the height of the bird size, and that would get it perfectly central. I don't see why we can't do that. It's a little bit logical. So the bird Y position is going to be half of the graphics window height, take away bird size divided by 2, half of the bird size. And I hope that sorts my problem. Yes, that looks a lot more central. Being a little bit fussy, but simple little bit of addition makes it a little bit tidier. It would also be nice, because it's a different object, if we just quickly change the colour of our bird. So all I need to do is change the brush colour at the point of creation for these two different things. So I'm just going to say at this point for my bird, I'd like to say, graphics window first. Graphics window dot brush colour, and we'll set our brush colour to be, I don't know, let's have a red bird, shall we? Red. And let's try running that. And there we go, we've got our red bird and our tubes flying past.